Hi, welcome back. I'm here with another journal share. I was filming, I had to stop because I had to go get a drink because I was explaining how in California it's hot and there's tons of flowers and I'm super allergic. I started coughing, so now I'm starting over. This is the journal. It's the first time I did a multimedia or mixed media cover, and it turned out nice. It's for a girl named Cheyanne, and it's her birthday, and I was commissioned to make this journal. This is a young girl, a preteen, and I just went with what I was told she likes, and which is pinks and girly things and animals. She wants to be a zoologist or an veterinarian, so I went ahead, and that's kind of the motivation. So here on the front, we have lots of mixed media going on. Hand-carved abalone shell. I love it. Lots of lace and doilies and things. On here, I added these little flowers, but I also added these are cabochon, I keep trying to mess with it. Cabochon jewels. It's probably the 40s, maybe the 30s, carnival glass or opal glass that people use. They're really beautiful. I put them on with glossy accents, so they're super strong, so I think it will be super fine, but I just love how it looks as the center of the flowers. On the spine, we have some beautiful lace, as you can see. Hope I'm still in front. There we go. And it's just, oh, I just love how it looks. And then the back has modeling paste that I put some pink paint in, and just attach that in a floral pattern. This beautiful dangle is from the Jersey Crafter, and it just goes perfect with this book, and so I think it will be super enjoyed. And every other signature I tied on the inside so that I could have these beautiful little dangles here. So they're all vintage buttons and baubles. This one has like a little pearl on it. Look at the color in that button. And then an agate that had a big hole in it, so I was able to put that on there. It's pink, so it's super pretty. And a really old milk glass bead too. So that's the journal, the front, and I'm very happy with it. It has a beautiful dusty rose, no, not dusty rose, dusty pink satin ribbon closure, so I think she'll love it. Okay, so here we go. Inside, I have my note from the bookmaker and a couple of tags, and this is I started taking an ephemera making class of Gail Astra, how do you say her name? Astronelli. And she has a playlist called Making Ephemera, and I really highly suggest that because it's just really great. I mean, it's gorgeous. And you learn, I've been taking several of the classes and I've learned several things. One of them was this one. And I put her little picture here, and it just was making this collage here. What it is a book of ephemera she gets from people, and then she's recreating it, and it's in a playlist. So it's really great because sometimes, we don't have our own, I don't have the greatest ideas sometimes. So she could put this little Lex Libris plate right here, put her name on there if she wants to, or she doesn't have to. She could take this off and put it, more up here like this if she wants, or she doesn't have to put it anywhere if she wishes. So that's all in here like that. Better hurry up, you're gonna get bored. And I also did this, this is one of the classes, and it makes the book way too thick, as you see. And I was really cautious this time because I knew I was going to put a bunch of stuff in it, not to make it overcrowded. So some of this thick stuff can be taken out. So I'm going to send this in with the book, but not inside the book, just in the book. And this is all stuff she can use for collaging or what have you. And there's all kinds of little snippets in here, pieces of fabric. One of Brooke's little ladies, and that's so cute, sticker. It's in there. And it's in here things like this little butterfly, just all kinds of things she can use. And I had picked up this dollar bill from somewhere, and it's one of those Where is George? I don't know how many of you ever see these, Where is George? When you get these, you're supposed to log onto the website and put the number in. And that you can see where it's come from, where it's going, that kind of stuff. So it's a project. So she lives farther away, so I thought it would be so great to send this to her and want her to use it, and then it can be passed on farther in the country. So I don't know if that's cheating or not, but I thought it was pretty awesome. So it's going to be in there. So that's there. That's just going to be in, given in the book. So here we go. I decided to add a little paper in here that says what glue I like to use in the book. So, for instance, I talk about Fabrifix, Fabri-Tac, and 3-in-1, how they're all the same beacon glues. And then this glitter glue, and I said she could also use almost any kind of white tacky glue. I told her where she can buy them. So I thought, that might be helpful. Some people think, well, what do I do in my book? Maybe you don't want to write everything. Maybe you want to be artistic or collaging like I've done in the book. So I put that information there. This is some of that vellum that's hand drawn, and so I chose things that had animals on it because that's what she likes. It's isn't this a cute little baggie where you can put your little treasures. This is a journaling card here, has some sorry on it and some gypsy bells. It's just a card that you can journal on. When I sewed around it, I did quite a bit of sewing in here. Other side of this, little clip, it opens and you can have your little hidden things. And here's the other side of that paper, and it has the, that's what I meant. That's why I picked it, was for this side. It has the cows and some kind of bird. Some paper she can use also for whatever. They kind of tend to fall out a little bit of here, so I put this paper clip on there. This is also in the class. It's a little flip. I should have left this open or this open here so I could use it for a tuck, but I forgot. So it's glued down, but it's just little pockets with little things in it, and she can write inside of it. This is one of those first day of issue stamp envelopes. And the lady I got this from, her husband collected them and he didn't want to have them anymore. And this is also one of her relatives. So, I was able to find one that's her exact birthday, not the birth date, but the date, not the year. So that was kind of cute, and I made it into a pocket here. And there's just a couple of journaling cards. This has one of the skeleton clips on here, and this is also bulky, so this can come out. It's another thing. I learned this in the class, her class, Gail's class, about making ephemera, so that's kind of cute. It has some more fabrics here she could use in her stuff. This tea I got from a seller on Etsy who's from Australia, and she sent me a box of tea for a thank you. And I think I've talked about this before, but I just love the tea. I want to say bags, but it's the envelope it comes in. What is that called? Anyway, so I take it and then I sew it and put it on here because look at it. It's beautiful with little, what are they called? Kangaroos and everything. So I think it's super cute. So I sewed it and put it on here. I'm so sorry for drinking, but my throat is just so allergic. And then the flip side is more things in here. I have a calendar that from this place I support called the Wildcat Sanctuary. It's in Sansome, Minnesota, and they're a refuge for cats in need. These are cats that had been, taken from zoos or whatever that closed down their exhibits and illegal breeding or what have you. And so I get their calendar, and so I cut out the little pieces of some of the animals they have and stuck them in here for her. And on the other side of this, let's see, over here, there's a lot of paper that, just like a little pad of tea-dyed paper that she could then use, tear it off, collage with, whatever she wants. So that, I put that on here with a skeleton clip. I'll put that back. But that also takes out quite a bit of bulk here. So a lot of this can come out so that it's not quite as bulky. Where are we at? I'll start here. And here was one of the classes where it's an envelope you put over, and usually you do a double tuck thing, but I just chose to do it this way. And here's a journaling card. And over here, and somehow I got a lot of these cards from someone. I don't know if they sent extras or what. This is just a tag she can journal on. So I thought she'd like to learn about the Colorado River, the Mount St. Helens, and then here's one about buffalo. So seems like it goes along with the theme. Am I still in? I think I'm okay. I had this all published a couple times, and the last time that I thought it was perfect, and then it somehow went to slow motion in the middle. I don't even know how that happened. Okay, so here's a big tag. I thought she would have fun. It was a paper pad I have that's really loud colors like this, which is perfect for her. I think I bought it to do my daughter's journal, if you see that up, her journal I gave her for Christmas. And so this, you can color this. I thought she might like doing that with pens or what have you, whatever. And so it's pretty big, so I just clipped it on the side here. And I have several clips that have this on it. I want to show you. I learned this from treasure books. I'm sure a lot of people do it. But you put a little dangling on here like this. These are little pink crystal butterfly and another just regular crystal. And you put it on here and curl the ends up. It can't come off, and it's just the cutest thing. You put a little bit of bling anywhere in your book. So I just stuck it here, and you know, she can put something under there or what have you. Or probably put it to hold this. One of those faux stamps I made. Another one of those cards there. I just sewed around, did a lot of sewing, put a lot of this here, and about the panda. Another little, I figure she's a princess. She's a princess to someone, right? So she's right there. This is some of Johnny's super old ledger paper that I got. This one happens to be blank. And so, you know, it's a nice little flip. What is it called? A flip too? It can open up. This was an envelope that I watched somebody else do. And so you take the, you know, it was a big envelope, and I just cut it down and put some old music paper. And then on the underside, I put some really old book page that was, you know, the inside of the leaves of the books that was very fragile, and it was hand marbled, really pretty. So I thought it's nice to keep it there to remember, you know, you didn't throw it out. It's so beautiful. This is one of the Edith Holden coloring pages. So I think that she would have fun with that, coloring. I watched a whole YouTube video about colored pencils and how to get great gradations and the hues and things. It was quite interesting. So, you know, maybe I'll start doing adult coloring. This is one of my morning glories that took over my yard last year, which I didn't know. Someone sent me, I got some seeds. I thought, oh, I'll throw these out here. Next thing I know, they're going up the palm tree. They're taking over everything. So I took one of the flowers, which are super blue, by the way, and I went to dry, you know, smush it. What do you call that? Dry it. It was before I got that thing that Johnny talked about, the microwave one. So I had smushed it in the press, flower press. And when I went to get it, it's purple, and it was blue. So that's really interesting. It's like I did a poppy once, and it was, you know, an orange poppy, and it turned out translucent, almost white. Like, oh, you could see all the way through it. Really hard to see what it was, which was real interesting. And this is some of the paper that's the this beautiful mulberry paper. It's purple. It has purple flecks in it. So it goes kind of perfect, I think. Seems like there's one more thing that was here. Maybe I moved it. I don't know. Okay. This is one of the tutorials on the ephemera class. It's a little altar safety pin. Super cute, right? With little buttons sewn in here and with some plastic. Just super cute. It's another thing that bulks it up. So, you know, if she doesn't want it bulky, I think most people don't really care, to tell you the truth. But this is another size of that. You know, we'll just do that later. I'm going to struggle with that right now. Handmade paper, beautiful pink color. I did lots of sewing on it. Another big, I got one of these big envelopes with the window. I thought, oh, I could use that. So I put it on here like this, sewed around each part, and then I put her a little tab in here. And it turned out super cute. So I think that's one of my new favorite things, these altering those envelopes. And this, so what I did was I just had it come around on this side, and then that way I just had another tuck spot. Because she may or may not want to write on these. And this is cardstock, so it's really, this paper, so it's really thick anyway. So it should be, you know, sturdy enough. Some of Rosemary's beautifully eco-dyed paper. One of my faux stamps again, and then just another little tab there. Here, now I got this from, I had purchased a soft journal from Took's Craft Table. It's like a gypsy journal. And in here was one of these tags, and I thought, well, this will be perfect because it has this beautiful bit of bling here that, you know, has pink little glittery stuff. So I thought I wanted to put that in here with a torn edge here. Another little thing here, it's a koala bear. I have several pins that have little danglies hanging off the side like I just showed you, so that should be cute. She can move them wherever she wants. Look at that. That's a digi in someone's, I can't remember who. So yes, to see every other one, so it wasn't too much. I left this part in instead of putting it hidden. And then I tied on those little baubles. I think they're so pretty. That's gorgeous. I just love that. Okay, let's see. We're almost done. We have a fabric flip here, and then I just clipped on here a couple of the animals. This is a caracal, I think they're called, and a white tiger, which is not a good thing, by the way, but you should go to thewildcatsanctuary.org and see all about this, or find them on Facebook, because these are mostly bred for their color, and a lot of times they'll euthanize the orange cats that come out. It's a super sad thing. And then of course they have a lot to get this. You have to breed father to daughter, things like that, because it's obviously not. It's a messed up mutation thing. So they don't really happen in the wild. There might have been one time. They talk about it on their website, so I'm not an expert, but it's a sad thing that when you find white tigers and how they get them. So, and what they do with them, and what they do with the other kittens that come or cubs. I don't know if they're kittens or cubs. They must be cubs. When they're orange and they only want white. So, but anyway, I put these on here. And I'm not promoting the use of white tigers, but if you go to the Sanctuary page, you'll understand. But he's beautiful. Some of that, I love this grade school paper where you can draw a picture and write a little story. I think I had that from when my granddaughter was like 5. Okay, so here's a pocket, and then here I put one of my pressed flower little arrangements, and they're pinks and orange, and a little bit of jasmine there from my jasmine. I hope it's still alive. I don't know. The morning glories might have ruined it. And then some more fossil cards. My little stamp here that has my Pandora's Junk Journal. It's not a stamp, it's an embosser. And then here's a couple things on fossils in the petrified forest, and then a little journaling card that she can write on. This and like that. And I think that's it. We talked about this. It has to go back in, right? And this, yeah. And it'll come in a nice little bag. And I think Cheyanne will love it. So, thank you for joining me again. I know this isn't for sale, but I just thought I like looking at other people's journals that they finish. It gives me ideas and helps me come up with my own adaptations, if that's the right word. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.